Okay, in this topic, we'll discuss a confidence interval approach to test hypothesis. And we have already know the confidence interval estimation, and we use this approach to estimate population mean, and we get an interval about the population mean. And we can use the confidence interval approach to test hypothesis. And this approach can get the same results as the classical approach and as the p-value approach. The same approach, the same conclusion, but we use the different approach. And we compare a hypothesis test with a leveled significance alpha to a confidence interval with confidence level. Okay, we know that the significance level alpha is equal to 1 minus confidence level. So these are the same alpha. So alpha significance level and confidence level 1 minus alpha. And the relationship is when we do not reject the hypothesis, that means the null hypothesis. That is, null hypothesis about population mean is inside the confidence interval. But we need to reject the hypothesis when the null hypothesis, that is population mean, is outside the confidence interval. 就说什么意思呢？就是说我们用质性曲阶估计这种办法来找到，用它这种办法来找到总体的平均数在哪个范围之内，然后呢，我们再看零假设那个平均数是不是在这个范围之内。如果在这个范围之内，我们就 accept null hypothesis； 如果不在这个范围之内，我们就 reject the hypothesis。比如说 null hypothesis is 500， 比如说，那么它的这个零假设就是说总体的平均数就等于500。那么然后我们用质性曲阶估计呢，这个总体的平均数在495到505之间。那我们看零假设就是说500呢是在这个区间之内，那么我们就 we cannot reject the hypothesis, we accept the null hypothesis. So this is the confidence interval approach to test hypothesis. 这就是我们用质性曲阶去检验假设的一个思路。So the hypothesis test calculation and the confidence interval calculation are very similar. Now let's look at an example. And we are familiar with this example when we use the z-test. Okay. The first step, we need to make the two type of hypotheses and take the example and the sample mean and the significance level. And in this way, one is that we use the confidence interval estimation to estimate population mean. 关键在这个地方，那么我们就用质性曲阶估计出总体的平均数在哪个范围之内。那么它的范围呢，在哪个范围之内呢？它是在 10.03 到 10.21。那么10呢，这个在不在这个范围之内呢？不在这个范围之内。那不在这个范围之内呢 we can make the conclusion. We reject the null hypothesis. We have sufficient evidence to say that the population mean diameter is not 10. So this is a two-tail test. Now let's look at the example of the left-tail test. Okay, and the first we need to make the hypothesis and take the example, and then we do the confidence interval. We use the confidence interval estimation to estimate the population mean. 那么我们看一下，我们用质性曲阶估计呢，把它这个总体的平均数知道它是哪个范围之内。那么它这个范围之内呢， 就是这个大于它的负无穷大到 29.09， 那么这个时候呢，这很显然就是说小于 29.02 了。那么29是负的无穷大到 29.02 之间的，所以 we cannot reject the null hypothesis. We haven't enough evidence to say that the population mean MPG is less than 29. Let's look at the example of the right tail test. Okay. A boat manufacturer claims that defective rate of their product is at most 1.7 per 1,000. And then we make the hypothesis, null hypothesis, and non-hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Here, null hypothesis is less than or equal to 1.7. 注意这里面的零假设应该是小于等于 1.70。那么非则假设呢，就是大于 1.7。This is the conditions that we have already known. The sample size is 40, standard deviation of the population is 0.06, and the sample defect rate is 1.78. Significance level is 5%. And in this way, we calculate the population estimation, the limit, the confidence interval limit. This limit is 1.78 minus 1.645, and then times by 0.009. And the result is 1.76. Okay. 那么所以呢，它是大于 1.76， 那么 1.70 是在这个范围之外的所以 outside 1.76. So we reject the null hypothesis, and we have sufficient evidence to say that population rate is more than 1.7. So we can see that when we use the confidence interval approach to test the hypothesis, we can get the same conclusion with the z-test approach or p-value test approach. So we can make a summary. Hypothesis test of the means compared whether the true mean is either equal to or not equal to, or less than or more than. And there are three equivalent methods of the performing the hypothesis test. That is the classical approach, the p-value approach, and the confidence interval approach. We use the different approach, but we get the same conclusion about the population mean.